Joining us now from the Paint Creek Trailways Commission is the manager of the Paint Creek Trail, Melissa Ford, and the chairperson of the commission, Donnie Steele, with us both on the Michigan Megacast. Thank you both for being with us today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Appreciate having you both on. So, Donnie, let's start with you as the chairperson of the commission. For those in the audience who aren't familiar with the Paint Creek Trail, can you tell us exactly where the trail is located and which communities it connects?
Well, we have a great trail, and it starts in the village of Lake Orion, and it goes all the way to the city of Rochester. And along the way, it goes through the township of Orion, the township of Oakland Township, Rochester, the city of Rochester Hills, and then the city of Rochester. So it's an interlocal community trailways that we all collectively add to the management of the trail.
It's also a great spearhead of a collective local history. Melissa, can you tell us about the history of this trail that dates back all the way to the 1800s?
Sure. So the trail previously was a railroad line, so it would have connected Detroit up to Orion and beyond. I believe the railroad actually went all the way to Bay City. So we have an 8.9 mile section of it, and that was converted from the railway to a public trail in the early 1980s, and it's really a jewel of our community. We are the first non-motorized rail to trail in the state of Michigan, so we'll be celebrating our 40th anniversary next year. So we're really proud of this jewel that we have here in northern Oakland County.
And we've seen so many of these trails following the footsteps of the Paint Creek Trailway in being one of those rails to trailways and having so many different events and so many different amenities for people to enjoy the community and enjoy nature simultaneously. What are some of the activities that local residents and families and visitors as well in these variety of cities can experience on the Paint Creek Trailway?
Well, we're a year-round trail, so we have users that are in all weather out there. So we have, of course, our typical runners, walkers, cyclists, but we have horseback riders that are allowed in the northern section of the trail, cross-country skiers in the winter, and we do host events. We have a great event coming up on June 4th here in downtown Lake Orion, which is going to have a run, walk, and cycle on the trail, as well as an expo in downtown Lake Orion that we're hoping that people will come out and enjoy for National Trails Day.
And then can you tell us about the Moultrie Garden? It's a pollinator garden, and it has an interesting history, too, named after a certain individual in the cities.
Sure. That is located in Rochester Hills, just north of Tinkin Road. And that was a special project that was done by our Friends of the Paint Creek Trail organization, and that is dedicated to a former bike patroller, Mr. Moultrie, who was really a trail ambassador, and he passed away, and funds were gathered to do a memorial for him, and he was really a big environmentalist, an educator, so the thought was this would be a really lasting tribute to him and something that he would appreciate. So we invite people to come out and check that out as well. Some beautiful native Michigan plants are planted in the garden, and it's just starting to bloom. So it's a great time to check that out right now.
Yeah, great time of the year to go check out that garden. So many others like it in the state, and this time of the year is great for those nature enthusiasts who love a good garden to go and explore that, especially with the history on this trail and the history of that garden as well. We're joined by Melissa Ford and Donnie Steele from the Paint Creek Trailways Commission, joining us on the Megacast. Donnie, let's go back to you. So Melissa had teased an event that's coming up on June 4th on the trail. It's going to be the Tour of the Trail on Paint Creek Trail. Can you tell us about the event and how people can participate?
Well, thanks for asking, and thanks for having us to be able to blast it out there to we're looking for anywhere from sponsors and volunteers and of course participants, and it's actually being run by the Friends of the Paint Creek Trail, and we have our chairperson, Lewis, but he wasn't able to attend this meeting today, but he's spearheading the whole expo / event. And what we're going to do is in the downtown Lake Orion, in the Children's Park, we'll be having tents, and we'll have a lot of exhibitors. And they'll be anywhere from helmet fitting to bike rodeos to donuts and coffee and possible beverage after you're done with the actual cycle or the actual ride. And the ride is open to walkers, bikers, and families, and it's not a timed event, so people can go at their leisure, and they can go and do the whole trail at 8.9 miles, or they could do a short segment of it, or they can choose not to do it at all and just come to the expo because not only will we have the exhibits and beverages, but we'll also have food trucks as well too, and we'll have that in the park area by the fire station, and cookies and cream.
More information can be found on paintcreektrail.org. That's paintcreektrail.org for more information on the Tour de Trail, which is coming up on June 4th. That's Saturday, June 4th, on the Paint Creek Trail. Again, more information can be found on their website at paintcreektrail.org. That's paintcreektrail.org, and you can also find them on their social media as well by visiting their website at paintcreektrail.org. And again, that event is on June 4th. We're joined by Melissa Ford, the Paint Creek Trail Manager, as well as Donnie Steele, Chairperson of the Paint Creek Trail Commission, the Trailways Commission, joining us on the Megacast. But there's also plenty of other events also coming up this summer and into the fall on the Paint Creek Trail, some that are annual events. Donnie, can you tell us more about some of the other traditions on the Paint Creek Trailway?
Well, I guess you want me to take this one. So we also have our Labor Day Bridge Walk that happens on Labor Day in September, and that happens in downtown Rochester. So we meet at Municipal Park in Rochester, and it's a run and a walk, and people come out for that. And we, of course, always have donuts. That's a big hit. So that started as a way for people who might not be able to go up to Mackinac to participate in the bridge walk up there, to do it locally. And so we have our own mini version where you're able to cross some of the 12 bridges that we have on the trail and get a little of that taste of up north here on the Paint Creek Trail.
And what's nice about that is that we try to do something in the village of Orient on one end of the trail, and on our southern trailhead in the city of Rochester Hills on the other end. So we have one in the spring in the north end and one in the fall on the south end.
You get a little bit of participation for everyone across the board in the many communities that are a part of the Paint Creek Trailways Commission, which joins us right now on the Megacast. More information on their website, paintcreektrail.org, and that event can also be found on their website for more information on their Labor Day Bridge Walk and Run and the Tour de Trail coming up on Saturday, June 4th at Children's Park in Lake Orion. That's where it begins, and the event 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Melissa, Donnie, before we let you go, any other information about the Paint Creek Trail that we haven't discussed today, or other exciting things coming up that we should be keeping an eye out for?
Well, we have a great new trailhead that's going to be opening sometime this summer up in Oakland Township, okay. And that's being spearheaded by Oakland Township. But that will add some new restrooms to the trail, which I know is always something that our users are looking for, as well as another water source, more parking. We're going to even have horse trailer parking up there. So we're really looking forward to that. And we're adding some other new amenities, more bike fix-it stations that'll be at that new trailhead. So lots of exciting things going on in the trail this year.
Melissa, Donnie, thank you both so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.